All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. Let's take a look at our subscription goal. We are sitting at almost 9,300. We need 700 more subs to hit that 10K goal to give that $1,000 giveaway. And then we have 12K subs coming up to send a couple people to some games of their choice. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Dennis Burns is at the top. We have Kellen on this week. He's doing a great job so far, but that is the leaderboard right now. If you see your guys' name, reach out to us. BearsProfitPlays@gmail.com or on Twitter, BearsProfit @BearsProfit, and we need to get you guys set up so we can give you guys your picks out for the next couple of weeks. If you see your name, make sure you reach out. Also, if you want to become a member on our YouTube channel, we're going to be giving away $50 weekly to our members on YouTube. We have 15 to 20 right now. So if you become a member for just $4.99 a month, you have a chance to win $50 weekly. We're going to be doing that on our live show. We're going to put everybody on the wheel. We're going to spin it and give away $50 a week. So make sure you guys come check that out. Only $4.99 a month. Very cheap over there. And our plays are actually better over there as well. So guys, it's going to do it. Let's get into the video. Let's get into some NFL picks and props for Saturday, January 6th slated games. We are almost to the playoffs, but we got some games to work out before we get there. Trey, let's take a look at the leaderboard from last week. Have you start us off?
Spazzing out as a referee giving the touchdown celebration. That's what we love to see. But we did great on the game picks on New Year's Eve. I gave out the Bears -2.5 against the Falcons and the over 37.5 total points in that game. The Bears, they came out and whooped the Falcons. I felt bad for Artie Smith throughout that game. But throughout the game, we want Fields. We want Fields. Maybe Caleb Williams is getting his wish and not going to the worst team in the NFL. Who would have saw that coming?
Not I indeed. I think Justin Fields is the guy. They should keep him. I had the Kansas City Chiefs -6.5. I said I was going to be with Chiefs fans, and I was the only one rooting for the Chiefs. Chiefs fans are horrible. They did win the game by 8 points, so we did get the win -6.5. I'm moving up, Trey. 7-2 the last 7. All I need is another 18 weeks to get back to 500, but we're running out of time. Let's go to the plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Playoff Bear. Better watch out for him. But for me, I'm going to be attacking this Pittsburgh Steelers going up against Baltimore Ravens game. Bear is going to be breaking down the other one. And this is going to be a very entertaining game to watch. Both teams, they have something to play for in this game. The Steelers, they have their chance for the playoffs, obviously. And the Ravens, we all know they've locked up the #1 seed already. But we also know they would love the opportunity to knock out the Steelers and Mike Tomlin from the postseason. And it appears that the Ravens, we all know this by now, they're going to be sitting out Lamar Jackson in this game. So they're going to be throwing out Tyler Snoop Huntley in this game. And a lot of people kind of forget that this guy is a dog. He actually got selected to the Pro Bowl last year because he played very well in Lamar's spot whenever Lamar went down with his injury. And I expect that to continue here in this game, guys. We all know I love the home pups. So I'm going to be backing them here in this game. I'm going to buy a half point, and I'm going to take the Ravens here at +3.5 in this game. I have to preface it. The Steelers, they have dominated this matchup historically, winning 6 out of the last 7 matchups versus the Ravens. But in those 6 wins, they only won those games by an average of 3 points per game. All of these games are always very close, and this season should be no different, guys. Just take the points and sit back and enjoy this great game. And whenever we're talking about the Steelers, we have to realize, guys, they are going to have some sort of normalcy at some point in time in this season. We're talking about Mason Rudolph, for goodness sakes, guys. And I really love this Ravens culture, even with Huntley starting. Give me the Ravens here at home, +3.5.
Yeah, Trey, that's going to be a sight pick for me, but I like the insight that you had on the game. We're going to be going to a big game in the AFC South. The Houston Texans going on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. The line switched. The Texans are now the favorite. I said in the live I wasn't going to give out a side. I'm going to give out a side. I'm going to take the Texans on the money line. I'm going to take the over 47.5 points. Texans are the better team. It's plain and simple. Both the head coaches, they should both win Coach of the Year. Neither of these teams are supposed to be in the playoffs. Both of these teams have a chance to be in the playoffs. The coaching has been great. I think we're going to see a coaching battle in this game, maybe in the second half. But the Houston Texans, they're just simply the better team. They've got the better quarterback in C.J. Stroud. Before his injury, before that massive concussion that put him out for 2 weeks, he was talks about the MVP. He still is a very good player. He's not gonna have Tank Dell in this game, but he's still gonna have Dalton Schultz, who, by the way, we need to make a list of incentives because Dalton Schultz, he needs 6 catches for like 62 yards to get a $250,000 bonus. And then Devin Singletary needs 82 yards total to get another $250,000 bonus. So Trey, on Sunday morning, we need to make an incentive list. So make sure you guys come to our Sunday live show. We're going to be talking about all the incentives for people to get other yards. I'm going to go with the Texans, and I'm going to go with the over. The Colts over the last 6 games, Trey, they've only allowed under 20 points one time over those 6 games, and it's to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who cannot score at all. The defense is shaky right now. The Texans can score at will. Give me the Texans and give me the over as the 2 plays. Let's go over to the player props. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I went 1-0 on New Year's Eve. I gave out Darren Waller over 38.5 receiving yards versus the Rams. I said Tyrod's going to look at him early and often, and that is what happened. I hate Waller as a Raiders fan, but it's always good whenever he puts cash in my pocket.
Yeah, and I have Patrick Mahomes over attempts, and he had 29, needed 33.5. So I went 0-1 on the props, but I'm going to bounce back today in a big way. Trey, let's take a look at those props. Start us off.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to take us over to the receiving yards. I'm going to talk about a player in Bears game. Give me Michael Pittman Jr. to go under 78.5 receiving yards going up against the Texans. I really love this under for Pittman in this game. He is going to struggle to put up yards because over his last 2 games, that's kind of what has happened. He's averaging under this number with an average of 62 receiving yards per game. And I expect Pittman's struggles to continue here in this game. That's because that is what has happened historically whenever he goes up against the Texans. Over his last 5 games versus Houston, Pittman, he's only averaging 64 receiving yards per game, which is also under this number. And whenever we factor in, he's going to have stud Derek Stingley shadowing him all over the field in this game. It's going to make a very long day for MPJ. And this Texans defense, they're coming in this game with some momentum as well. Just last week, they allowed a total of 137 passing yards in that game. And that just makes me love this play even more. I think Gardner Minshew is going to struggle to rack up the passing yards, and then that's going to transfer to Michael Pittman as well. And I love the fact that the Texans are favored in this game too. I think that the Colts are going to struggle to put up points offensively in this game, so I think Michael Pittman's going to struggle as well. So give me Michael Pittman Jr. to go under 78.5 receiving yards versus the Texans.
Yeah, Trey, I like that one. For my player prop, going to be short and sweet. I'm going to take C.J Stroud to go over 257.5 passing yards against the Colts. I just talked about it. The Colts defense over the last 6 weeks, they haven't been great. They are bottom 10 in the league this season in yards per attempt allowed when passing, 7.4 yards per play through the air. And we're talking about the Houston Texans, who C.J Stroud has an absolute cannon, and they love to take the deep shots, especially when they had Tank Dell. Not going to have Tank Dell in this game, but they still have Nico Collins, they still have Noah Browns, they still have Schulte. And C.J Stroud, before that injury, he had 300-plus yards in 4 consecutive games, having 274 yards against the Broncos in his last game before his concussion. He had his first game back against the Titans, only 213 yards, but the Titans, they're not the worst defense in the world. The Colts are much worse than them, in my opinion. I think C.J. Stroud's going to have himself a monster game. I think this game's going to be a boat race. I think it's going to be a shootout, so I'm going to take C.J. Stroud over 257.5 yards as the play. Trey, let's go to the graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I gave out the Ravens plus 3.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like the Ravens, they might lose this game, but they're not going to lose it by more than a field goal. That's what happens in this matchup. It always comes down to the last play. And I think the Ravens are going to end up on top. So I love that we're getting points. I'm also going with Michael Pittman Jr. under 78.5 receiving yards against the Texans. Pittman Jr., he is that dude for the passing game for the Colts. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Texans defense, D'Amico Ryans is going to have them buzzing in this game. So me and Bear, we might be a little bit different on what that total is going to be, but I feel like Pittman's going to struggle.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans over. Texans and Colts over 47.5 points. I mean, the Colts, I think they could put up 20. The Texans could put up 28 points easily. And I'm also going to take the Texans on the money line. I changed my mind during the live, and I didn't change the graphic. So Texans on the money line and the over in that game. They give me C.J. Stroud over 257.5 points. I think it's going to be a shootout in a nice stadium, perfect weather, perfect conditions. C.J. Stroud going to have over 257.5 yards in that game. Big game, must-watch football for that one. Guys, that's going to do it for our NFL Plays and Props for Saturday, January 6th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,